I've had a few people recently ask me about starting a podcast. I wanted to share that we use Buzzsprout. I love them. I am not techie, and it has been a wonderful experience. Tutorials that you can tap into, so many videos. They send out a newsletter. It's just been a really great experience. The other thing I like about Buzzsprouts is they get your show listed in every major podcast platform. Another cool thing is they have this really great looking podcast website that you'll get when you join them, audio players that you can drop into other websites, detailed analytics so you can see how people are listening, some great tools to promote your episodes, and just so much more. Podcasting really isn't that difficult if you have the right partners, and the team at Buzzsprout is passionate about helping you succeed. So if you're thinking about starting a podcast, check out Buzzsprout. You can click the link in the show notes, and that lets them know that we sent you. You're going to get a $20 Amazon gift card if you sign up for the paid plan, and then that also helps support our show. Thanks in advance, and start your podcast soon. Hi, I'm Curious Cass, and this is Curiosity Junkie. Today's guest not only reversed her health issues and eliminated 14 different medications from her daily routine, but she also started a catering business and wrote a vegan cookbook. Please welcome Erica Stevens to the podcast. Hi, Erica. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you on. For everybody out there, this is Erica Stevens. We met through a vegan Facebook group. I posed the question, has anybody had major illness that kind of brought them to a vegan lifestyle, and what impact did it have? And you said like diabetes, was it high blood pressure? What all was on your list?
Diabetes, high blood pressure, severe chronic migraine, seizure, cluster headaches, TBI, depression, radiculopathy, memory issues, brain fog. I mean, tons.
Right. And then you said you were off of like 14 medications for over 4 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's huge. Yeah. So I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about how you started on the path to a vegan lifestyle, and then also what it's kind of brought into your life in a really good way in a business. And let's start with a little bit of how did your illnesses start? Like what were some of the struggles that you went through before you found a plant-based diet?
Well, I was living the normal American diet. Pork chops, hot dogs, hamburgers, anything I could pretty much get fast because I was always moving. I was homeschooling 4 kids, so I was always doing something. So fast meals were the best meals for us because it didn't take a lot of time. So anything that I could just, get quickly and didn't really care about reading labels or anything, that's pretty much what we ate. Until we noticed that our daughter, one of our daughters was having a lot of mental illness issues. She started when she was about 13 years old. Saying she didn't love herself. She always had a smile, but it was clouding what was really going on with her. Mm-hmm. So I was approached by one of my friends. I posted just like you did on Facebook, saying I'm just at my wit's end. Like what is going on? You raise 4 kids the same, and you got one that's like, what is really going on here? And she messaged me and she said, you need to cut out, meat and dairy from her diet. And I was like, what else is left? So that's pretty much everything. Like, what else is left after there's no meat and no dairy? I'm like, we can't live off just lettuce, like, because that's all I thought vegans ate were, potatoes, rice, lettuce, salads, soups, maybe like minestrone, and that was it. And I'm like, we can't eat that for the rest of our life. What are you talking about?
And I think that is a common mistake or misunderstanding that people think about a vegan or plant-based lifestyle, that it's so limited. Yeah. And I found that I was eating way more variety of foods when I went vegan. So,
Yeah.
okay, so keep going. It's an amazing story about your daughter.
So we went ahead and we, researched. She had been in several hospitalizations. So after her sixth one, we were like, okay, we got to do something different. So me and my younger daughter, who's the main chef in the house, she's in culinary school now, but we got together and we just we found an herbalist that helped us get her a detox together, that helped her detox when she got home. And we did it a different way. When she came home this time, we had it all ready and put together. So we detoxed her, and I did it along with her for support. And lo and behold, those 2 weeks, I was off all my meds and she was off all her meds. And we started, eating the vegan diet and started with, just fruits and vegetables, little salads and soups here. And then we started venturing out from there, and got my husband involved because his biggest thing was chicken. He couldn't let go of chicken. So I had to figure out how to make it, and I make like cauliflower chicken now and all kind of chicken recipes straight from plants.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I do think that most recipes can be converted to a plant-based. Yes, they are different. I know you're not going to have your meat in there, but there are a lot of really healthy options that the flavors can taste just the same.
Oh yeah.
That you don't miss the meat or the piece that is causing health issues.
And that's what I tell a lot of people. If you marinate a piece of celery the same way you marinate a piece of chicken, because nobody eats chicken without seasoning.
Right.
Let's just be honest. You don't just eat chicken just straight, with no seasoning. What gives it its flavor is the seasoning. So if you season something else the same way and, take a little bit, because our biggest thing is giving respect to that plant as well. We don't over season like you would over season chicken to make it, you see how much salt people put on it. You see those videos and it's like, oh my goodness, the amount of salt that you just put on it. So we have learned to maneuver it just enough to still give respect to the plant as well as give it to your taste buds so you're not missing anything.
Right. No, I love that. So while your daughter was going through that and you had some pretty major health concerns for yourself, and one of the things I do want to talk about a little bit is your path to that. It just, you kind of probably started with a couple of issues and then it just kind of spirals into more and more.
I had a car accident I was involved in 2010 that gave me a traumatic brain injury. So I struggled for 4 years with migraines every single day.
Wow.
And then when we started doing this, the migraines went away. And then, lo and behold, 2017, I fell down a flight of stairs, cement stairs, landed on my head, went into a full seizure. Lost 15 years of memory. I didn't remember any of my kids. My youngest was 14. I didn't know who he was. I did this for a whole year. And then they put me on they said what was happening, I was having mild seizures this whole time, but they didn't they didn't give me any medication or anything. They said, but because you recovered, they were saying it would take 5 years. I saw 8 neurologists, 8 of them. Wow. They're like, we don't know what to tell you. It could take 5 years for you to get your memory back. And I'm like, that's not going to work.
Yeah, I don't have 5 years.
So I'm glad that my daughter, who's a chef, because I was like, 15 years ago, I was eating pork chops. I'm like, I want me, a pork chop sandwich. She was like, no, we don't eat that. And I'm like, what do you mean we don't? I eat that. What do you mean you don't eat that? So she was like, no, this is what we eat. So she kept me on this regimen. A year and 1 day later, my memory came back. I was able to recover quickly. All the doctors that I went and saw them again. They're like, I don't know what you did, but this is like a medical mystery is what one of them said. He's like, because I don't understand how you were able to recover that fast. And I think it's because of the diet I was on. Yes. It put all of that healing into high gear.
Right. And you wanted to heal quickly too. Your mindset was now, I want to change that now.
and started meditating and really getting in tune with my body. And yeah, it does, the body good for real.
Yes. No, I love that. And I'm not saying that vegan or a plant-based, whole foods, plant-based diet is the end all, but I do know that there are many stories. When I posed that question in the Facebook group, there were hundreds of people that commented about issues they had been having, some of them chronic and for years, that when they went plant-based, within months, things cleared up and they were free of medications. There was a gal there that lost 150 pounds. So I do think there is power in the plant-based lifestyle. I'd hate to call it a diet. A lot of people do, but I feel like a diet is restrictive and temporary, where this is a lifestyle. You choose to take a healthier path, eliminate foods. Yes. Yeah. So you guys are still living vegan lifestyle and still medication free and all that good stuff. And that's awesome. And people say that vegan is expensive, but if you're on medications are expensive. Even if you have insurance, you end up paying for some. So why not?
And we do we don't buy any processed stuff. So that also is a difference.
That's a huge difference.
We buy the actual plant and we manipulate it and season it. The most we spend on is seasonings and flour. That's it.
Right.
And we do you guys grow our own food?
That's what I was going to ask you. If you were growing your own, or if you did like farmers markets, or how do you get your?
Well, when we first moved here, we went to a CSA farmer over in Litchfield Park. So there's a conglomerate of farmers. It's on CSA Farmers, and you can find it in whatever state you're in. And basically, you can go to the farm and see how they grow things. And we visited a lot of them just to see if we like, their process before we, got involved. So that was key until we could grow our own plants when we first moved here. So
that's great. So you grow your own, you have your own garden. And then let's move into what this kind of created for you is a business. Originally, you were living in, remind me?
Alabama.
And I love the name. Let's talk a little bit about the name of your catering business, because I think it's fantastic.
It's Bereshit 129, which basically comes from Bereshit is a Hebrew word for Genesis, and chapter 1, verse 29, which talks about the Creator giving us herb-bearing seeds for meat and for food. So that's where we got the name from.
I love that. I just think that's great. It's very well thought out. Like you can tell that this lifestyle means a lot to you and it's important to you. So let's talk a little bit about your catering business, because I know you're new to the Phoenix area. How long have you guys been in Phoenix now?
Been here since June of 2019.
Okay. So fairly new, and then Corona hits and everything shuts down, and there are no events, no parties, nothing is happening. But it does feel like things are starting to open up. So are you starting to?
June 2018, not 19. I forget, because the girls graduated in May. So
Yes. So let's talk about what you offer and how you run your catering business as you're kind of getting it rebooted now here in Arizona.
So we do, we have the cookbook that we sell. And this is what it looks like.
Yes, vegan plant-based cuisines. Now, is that a cultivation for you? Was that cultivated by you and your daughter?
Yeah, both of our names on the back. So basically, we could have opened a restaurant, but we didn't think that would be doing everybody a good service. Because our plan is for everybody to learn how to prepare their meals, because what happens when you don't have money to go eat? Then you're going to go back to reverting to what you normally would eat. But with this book, you're able to maintain it. Maybe you want to eat out every now and then. but we wanted to put this in everybody's hands so there's no excuse as to why you can't continue the lifestyle that you planned on. So the cookbook, it has appetizers, even condiments, how to make ketchup, mayonnaise, barbecue sauce, marinara sauce, soups are in here, entrees, how to make fried chicken out of oyster mushrooms, how to make carrot dogs, how to make shrimp, anything and everything, chocolate cake, cookies, ice cream, even milk. So there's recipes for everything in this book because we want it to be able to cover so many areas of everybody's lifestyle. So we're working on book number 2 already.
Great.
And it's going to be more of a cultural, so regional Italian dishes are going to be in there, African, all kind of different dishes. So yeah, because veganism isn't just American. It's it's all over the world. So no matter where you're from, you can make those dishes vegan if you want to. So we want to be able to help people do that.
Absolutely. I love that. And I'm excited you're working on the second one. So maybe after you get the second one produced and you're ready to get it kicked off, I would love to have you back on to talk about that and maybe some of your favorite recipes in there, or check in with you guys, because I think that's great.
And we also have a food truck in the works that's going to be like in the Buckeye Goodyear area. So we're working on that. And we also do transitional classes. So we do those online via Zoom for anybody who's interested in being a vegan but don't know how to do it. And they can get the book and we'll go step by step with them making those dishes so that they can feel comfortable doing it over and over again.
That's great. Now, are you doing like a class or a group setting, or do you do it individualized?
We do it both. I actually have, we have an exclusive page. So if you order our book directly from us instead of like Amazon or somewhere else, you can join a Facebook group that we actually do classes with those people. We have about 60 people in there now.
Okay. And that is probably one of the hardest things is when you start to go vegan, and we see it a lot in the Facebook group. I'm sure you follow it as well. That people are always like, okay, I'm going vegan for health reasons. Where do I start? What do I eat? I can't just eat beans and, hummus forever.
And a lot of people don't understand that some beans you have to sprout, or you get those gassy feelings and, your stomach is, toe up for a while, and you can't sit there and eat potatoes only. You can also switch and do burro bananas, which has the same effect as potatoes, but it breaks down in your system a whole lot better. So those are little pieces of information that people don't know. I mean, like I said, we studied this very, very thoroughly before we decided to, embark on this. We started doing just strict alkaline, which is very restrictive. And then now we're coming over. We still do a lot of alkaline dishes, but not strictly that right now.
Right. What is the importance of the alkaline? Because I know I hear a lot of talk around it. I just don't know that much about it at all.
Alkaline is, they don't eat anything that's GMO. So it's all the authentic, original vegetables and oils, and it's very selective in what spices and all of that you use. So it's to get your body up to an alkaline state, which is, it prevents you from getting sick most of the time. Because you have very limited acidity in your body. So like a lot of people, I can't. I had somebody tell me they couldn't eat tomatoes, and I'm like, but you're eating chicken. That's acidic. They're both acidic. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But these are things that people don't know. They just, I just can't eat that. But you don't understand why you can't eat it. And that's a very important part of any diet. You need to understand what you're consuming, what you can consume, and what you can't, and why. Right. And people just don't take the time. And that's why, Bear Sheet took a lot of the guesswork out of it, and are assisting people in any way to get them to take better care of yourself and pay attention, because you only got one body.
That's right.
Once it's done, it's done.
Yeah, right. So take care of it. Well, the thing I think about is you can either invest in yourself now, or you're going to be forced to spend a lot of money later in life when your health is deteriorating and
Oh yeah.
got major issues. So it's going to cost you now a little bit and time and effort to hopefully prevent late life disease and angst.
And when you're not, you're not really missing anything. We make ground beef, meatloaf, I mean, all kinds of stuff. We're not missing anything. And like right now, I'm challenging my friends to a 1-week raw vegan fast. And I've thought of everything. I did the recipes. I did the list of what we're going to eat each day because I want people healthy. And I did that free of charge. There's no charge for that. Because I just want people to take better care of themselves, because if you don't, then who will?
Exactly. That's a great kind of jumpstart too into a healthier lifestyle. And having someone to kind of help you with some recipes is fantastic.
Yeah, they're expecting me just to send them a list to say, oh, eat this, eat that. That they're like, you got it down. Like, you even included desserts and the recipes and step by step to do each and every one. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm serious. I'm serious about, your health. It's not just, a game for me. It's not for me to just sell books. It's I'm in it for everybody. So
and I think the power behind what you're doing is your story, your journey to getting off medications.
Yes.
And helping to heal your daughter shows your passion for, okay, this worked for me and my family, so I want to share it with everything. Yeah.
And like I tell people, I don't force anybody to eat this lifestyle. You will never hear me say, oh, you're going to hell if you don't eat this way, or you know what I mean? You're just going to die a horrible death if you don't eat. That you will never, ever hear me say that, because eating this should be a choice. It should not be forced on anybody. Yeah. If it's forced, is it really going to be followed?
If you're not ready, you'll not make the commitment.
Yep.
And I found it was a great way to kind of be there for myself and to show myself some self-love. I'm taking care of my body. It's a way to just show yourself you care, a little self-care. And we always feel so guilty about doing that. And it's just so important.
Oh yes. We gotta take care of ourselves. Like I said, we only got one life. That's it. And I don't want to go back and say, okay, I wish I did. Or, no regrets. I have no regrets whatsoever. I have no regrets about any chicken that I did not eat, or, anything. I have no regrets whatsoever. I'm enjoying life. I love the fact that I'm able to wake up in the morning and not have to force myself up. I'm with a spring in my step from the point when my feet hit the ground, and I'm staying up way later than my teenagers. They're like, why are you up? I'm like, I got stuff to do.
I have energy.
My energy level skyrocketed when I first started, and it hasn't stopped. It's been the most consistent movement in my entire life.
Wow.
From being sick and, 350 pounds to now I'm, a comfortable low 200s, and I'm dropping without even trying. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, because I used to go to get injections, try to, lose weight, all this money wasted. And it's like, all I had to do was change what I was eating. And it comes off without any type of struggle.
Do you think some of that comes from, I feel like we have a little bit of the psychological conditioning from society that says, where's the easy button? Yep. I want the quick, the convenient, I can lose 50 pounds if I go 30 minutes, spend 30 minutes, get injections, and who knows what I spend on that. But it feels like it's quick and easy. But the moment you stop doing it, you're in health again. Yeah. To where this is like a lifestyle. You learn to cook and prepare food that is.
And I have a friend and she's like, oh, your recipes, you got so many ingredients. I'm like, yeah. But how long did it take you to make it? She's like, 20 minutes. I'm like, has it ever taken you 20 minutes to cook, to prepare a whole meal? She's like, no, it's like 45 minutes to an hour, or waiting for the meat to cook. That's 45 minutes alone. And then, having to do everything. She's like, but 20 minutes? Yeah, that was, she said, but all them ingredients, I'm like, what are you going to do? I said, but once you get used to it, it's like, because I have my seasonings in a little shaker things that are in my little, and I'm just in there and I do it now without thinking.
Yes. Yeah. And that's probably one of the keys to it is your seasonings, because you are taking something out, and then a nice way to do that transition is to be able to season it properly. Yeah. So yes, you do have a bit of an investment in the beginning for spices and some things that you will need in your kitchen. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, but after a while, like a lot of the recipes in my book, they all use the same pretty much. So you're not having to buy, like a lot of people say, oh, these vegan recipes, they're just so complicated. I took a lot of that into account when I did all the recipes, because I wanted anybody to be able to do it and not be standing on your feet forever and a day just to cook a meal. Because then you're not going to want to do it. You're going to psych yourself out. You're like, man, last time I did that, it took like an hour.
It took me an hour.
You know what I mean? But to actually create something and something beautiful and, from your hands, that's something remarkable that some people just like, I can't believe I made this. And it tastes good. So, that's what we're looking for. And we get a lot of screenshots and say, hey, I made this today in our group. And it's beautiful because it's like, that's the accolades we look for. That's the, we want to see people thrive in the kitchen and do for their family and make healthy meals. Not just say, oh, I made a healthy meal, but actually love the meal you made. And it's good for your body and your soul. Not just, feeling a hole in your stomach. So that's what we're going for.
Now, I love that. And there is something to that when you cook and you do something new and different and it comes out and you're like, oh my God, I did this and it tastes amazing.
Yes. Yeah. And I get, like I also get people that call me and say, hey, I got this. Like yesterday, my friend had pesto and she had linguine. She said, what do I do with it? And I was like, you got any coconut cream? She was like, no. I said, you got coconut milk? She said, yeah, you got vegan butter? Yeah. Mix those two together. And, and I was able to walk her through a recipe over the phone. And she was just like, this is amazing. You have, you know what I mean? So they have access to that as well. Now, as we get bigger, I'm not sure I'll be, as flexible. But we're growing this business mainly for my daughter, the one that's in culinary school.
Yes.
And so this will be her business to run. But she has a drive as well. And a lot of it I picked up from her that she has a love for people. And she loves to cook at the same time. So these are her two loves put together.
That's fantastic. Good for her. Great. I love that you're going to do a food truck. So I hope that you post that in the vegan group so that we can come and visit, because I think that would be so great. So let's go ahead and remind everyone how they can connect with you. So one, you have a website.
Yes. It's www.beresheet, which is BEREISHEET 129.com.
Okay. And then your Facebook group.
Yes. It's also Beresheet 129 Vegan Plant-Based Cuisine and Catering.
Right. Is there any other way that someone could find you, connect with you?
Yes, if they go on our website or the Facebook page, there's contact information on there. We have a phone number, 480-848-7484. And we also have an email address. We have two of them, but info@beresheet129.com is another way.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. I think that is a great place to stop. And I'm excited for your new book to come out. And I would love to have you on again after you and your daughter after you get that published. And we can talk about some of your favorite recipes in there and hopefully update us on the food truck progress. I just think that's exciting. Good for you. See what an amazing, you had the struggle. Had the health issues that brought you to the plant-based life, which is taking you on an amazing path and journey that you never would have gone on had you not gotten ill. Yeah.
We just want to help people, and we love what we do. So why not share it?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much again this is Erica Stevens. Thank you for coming on and sharing your journey into a plant-based lifestyle and into growing a full business, a cookbook, a food truck, and a catering business. It's just fantastic. So thank you. And thank all of you for tuning in, listening, joining, and watching. And we will see you soon. Stay safe and stay curious. Bye.